I think we know where this is headed.
I guess it is.
And I'm through. So
I guess it is.
I'm not going to stand here and be interviewed.
We are back out at City Hall in Orange City, Florida. You saw the previous video. We were here to follow up on a complaint we filed against Wayne Miller, the police chief of the city, to Dale Arrington, the city manager of the city, which is his supervisor, for ignoring a complaint made against officers who violated my Fourth Amendment rights. You remember last time Dale Arrington claimed she thoroughly reviewed the case and reviewed all of the video. And she claimed they never told me that they would detain me if I failed to identify myself, with zero suspicion of a crime.
Provide your identification right now, or we're going to step out of the car and detain you.
To my shock, she claimed that she watched the video several times and very thoroughly and somehow never heard those words. She said they weren't said by police. To my opinion, she came off as very foolish, but it is what it is. I immediately emailed her a video with timestamps, and there's no way she could miss it. And it's the same thing she already watched, but hey, maybe she'll partially redeem herself here. What do you think? Think she's about to do the right thing or make this whole thing worse? Let's go find out. And there's no telling what to expect with this lady.
Hello. Just back checking on Miss Arrington again.
Hold on. She'll be out in just a moment.
Okay, thank you.
I'm actually pretty surprised that she agreed to come out and talk to me, because they typically don't take kindly to folk like me. You know, the type seeking accountability. Here is some Dale Arrington city manager contact information for anyone that might be interested in seeing it. We'll put it up on the screen in a bit too.
Somebody help me?
Yes. Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I just wanted to check with you to see if you checked the video that my shirt.
Imagine still believing 80 million voted for dementia. I don't have my
I
glasses.
have a hard time believing that they did. Anyway, I just want to see if you had a chance to review
Yes,
the video.
I
That's
did.
Okay.
And you were correct. He
Okay.
said, step out of the car,
Yeah, if you don't.
or I'll detain you,
Right,
or
right.
something to that effect.
And that point right there is the basis of everything. Because at that point right there, I had no legal obligation to identify. Right? Do you understand that?
I'm not going to agree or disagree with you. I know you've put in a public records request, and I'll be working with Kaylee to fill that.
What the
So-
request for?
All of my documentation for reviewing your complaint against Chief Miller.
Right.
So,
But in that situation, because last time you said you're not going to play what ifs because you only go by the facts.
and I'm not going to give you my opinion.
Well, no, it's not an opinion.
Everything.
It's a matter of fact, a matter of the law.
Sir, I will only respond to what actually happened.
In that instance, I'll ask you this time because you wouldn't play what ifs. Was I obligated to identify myself?
I believe under the totality of the circumstances.
No, under the law. Under the law.
Under the law and under the totality of the circumstances, I believe you needed to identify yourself or wait. And I believe that's what was being communicated
Identify myself for
to
what?
you.
Or wait? Is that what you said?
Yeah, wait until he finished processing his Walmart claim.
Pause. Hold on a second. You know I've got to interject here. First off, she's saying she believes what was being communicated to me was that I either need to ID myself or wait for them to finish whatever shenanigans they had going on. Let's review.
Provide your identification right now, or we're going to step out of the car and detain you.
So obviously she's wrong again. And either one of those things would have been illegal anyway, either illegal detention or unlawful ID. But here's what's the most terrifying about that. She is the city manager, making her the supervisor of the chief of police. So does she truly believe that if police receive a call that previously two adult males had a minor argument and they're gone now, that the police should or can detain them and force them to wait until however long it takes the police to figure out if anything went on, and that police have the right to demand your identification without having any clue if anything went on? I like to think she's not that ignorant and that she's just playing dumb to avoid admitting wrongdoing. What do you think? I don't know. Let's get back into it.
Oh, no. Well, I'll tell you this. Listen. Hold on.
Okay, I'll listen.
Further on in that video, I am saying to them, you can't do this, because he says, we have no idea what's going on. And I said, well, you figure out what's going on. That's when you identify. If you find that a crime has been committed, that's when you have the right to identify, or you don't. You can't just demand ID and say, we don't have any idea what was going on. There was allegedly an argument. That's not basis to ID somebody. And what I would respect, it's very simple. It's a simple thing. And I thought it was a mistake by a rookie officer that I thought I was going to quickly correct, right? Very simple thing. What I would respect, what most people would respect the hell out of, is someone saying the obvious right thing. Yep, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. But instead, things like, I'm not going to comment, or say, I don't even know what you're talking about. It's obviously a violation of the Fourth Amendment. And for some reason, nobody will acknowledge it. No, and now that we have acknowledged it happened, now it's, well, because, you don't have to say the words. I know, as we both know, that is a Fourth Amendment rights violation. I know as a city manager, you don't want to say that because of the implications. I would tell you, I was prepared to stop this entire thing the moment I ran into somebody with this city that would say, that shouldn't have happened, and we're going to learn from it. But instead, all I get is people dancing around it, making excuses for it, saying it didn't happen. Unless there is reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime, you cannot demand identification from someone. They didn't have that. Would you agree they didn't have that?
I'm not going to agree with you. I think we know where this is headed.
I guess it is.
And I'm through.
I guess it
I'm
is.
not going to
So,
stand here and
okay.
be interviewed. So
Well,
thank you for coming in.
I just told you I would
thank
stop
you
it then.
for the
So you're okay with
opportunity.
costing the taxpayers money? You
thank
just
you for
said
the-
instead
That's
of
it.
agreeing that it
Thank
happened, you would rather a civil suit for the taxpayers
I
of
did
Orange
not
City.
say that.
You just said that's where this is going.
No,
I'm sorry,
that's
respectfully, I
what you
apologize.
are referring.
Ma'am,
I'll fulfill my public records request.
Ma'am.
Thank you.
so you have no problem costing the taxpayers of city money, of Orange City money, just because you won't acknowledge it. Just say, that shouldn't have
Thank
happened.
you.
That shouldn't have happened.
I am
There you
not
go.
getting in an argument.
Because, no, it's not an argument, it's acknowledging reality. That's it. That's Dale Arrington, city manager, Orange City, Florida. She wants you, taxpayers, to acknowledge this instead of her just saying, yep, that shouldn't happen. It would be that simple. I would stop it right there. But ego won't allow it, as we see so often. So there you saw it. We see so many times it gets hot, off they run. She come back. No, she's shutting her door. She shut her door. She shut her door. So she shut her door. You saw right there, she will not acknowledge it. Once I force the hand, this is how far it goes. We force reality. We force them to face the reality. Then when it is there, turn, run away. That is unbelievable. But there you go. Orange City, Florida. Orange City Police Department Chief Wayne Miller wouldn't acknowledge it. Had to go to his supervisor, which was her. And you saw what happened last time. She said it didn't even happen. Until I put the video right in front of her face, she had no choice but to acknowledge that it happened. And now she just won't say it. She won't say it. She said I was right, but she won't speak reality.
Well, she cleared one thing up. If you thought that public servants were there to look out for and protect the public that they serve, you're wrong, at least in Orange City, Florida. She shows that protecting their image and their ego is their top concern, top priority. Instead of admitting it and saying, hey, we screwed up, we apologize, we're going to learn from it. Instead, they'd rather ignore it and let it play out in civil litigation. Instead of saying those simple words and doing the right thing, they would rather cost you, the taxpayers, hard-earned money. They will pay a settlement. As part of the agreement, they will admit no wrongdoing, because that's number one to them. What do they care? It's not Wayne Miller's money. It's not Dale Arrington's money. It's yours. Let me know what you think. Let them know what you think. Check out some of my other videos and definitely stay tuned.